Hi there, I'm Stuart Smith, PJ Professional, and hopefully you're watching this video because you're thinking about coming along to one of my short game experience days that I'm running this year. I'm really pleased to say that these are in association with Mizuno, so whilst we're running the days, we're also going to talk about wedges and what suits you and bounce and all things like that, and we've got some really good days for you organised this year. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be focusing on chipping and pitching. So if we can get those two areas of your game better, you will definitely see a huge improvement in your scores and the all-important handicap dropping. So this year, 2019, go onto the website if you're not already there, have a look, drop me an email, give me a call, all the details are on the website, and we'll let me know if we've got availability, and hopefully you can come along to one of these great days. Okay, so the chipping is going to be run over 2 days, and on the first day, when we first get everybody out, we're going to talk about wedges. As I've already said, I'm running these in association with Mizuno this year, and they've very kindly given me lots of wedges for you to try and have a go with lots of different shafts, right and left-handed, so you can find the right one for you. Over all the years I've been playing golf, and I do like my wedges, I would say these are the best I've seen, as in to look at, and the best I've used. The design behind these is absolutely fantastic, and one of the most impressive things is how they've managed to move the centre of gravity up the face for the more lofted clubs, which will then enable you to hit those low, pitchy chip shots in like you see on the telly with these, due to their design here. So we're going to be going through wedges, and as I say, I'll have these here on the day for you to use. One thing we're also going to be using, we're using a couple of training aids. So this is the SG Pro Ball, which has just been featured in the Golf Monthly magazine as one of the best training aids of 2019. So we're going to talk about how to use this to enable you to actually hit a lob shot, hit a pop shot, make the ball run a bit more, play from a divot, play from a good lie. So you don't just hit the ball, you hit different parts of the ball to achieve these shots, and we're going to explain how to do that with the use of this ball. And we're also at some point going to be talking about and using the Lagtastic. Now what the Lagtastic enables you to do is to create lag. So when people hit a bad chip shot, the club head comes in too early, and this will then hit your side. So by using this and creating the flail that I like to call it, as you can see, the hands come through, the Lagtastic is nowhere near me. So we're going to be using the wedges, we're going to be using these training aids to give you the best possible experience whilst you're here. So after having to talk about the wedges, we're going to move up to the green, and what we're going to do first of all is talk about how you see a chip shot and how you think it needs to be played and all the other things, and then we're going to talk about how I see it and how we need to play it. So understanding short game, I would say, is where most golfers go wrong. They get the understanding wrong, and therefore you cannot play it correctly. So we're going to spend a bit of time talking about your ideas, my ideas, what happens from different situations around the green before we move into the technique. Now the technique I'm going to teach you is what I like to call the flail technique. So the flail basically will put lag into your swing in a very short movement. So when you do a full golf swing, you go back, we do a nice good hinge, and we've got this movement in there. Whilst you're chipping, the club head only does a small journey. So if we don't have any wrist hinge, and that's where we catch the ground first, or we thin it because we're on the way up, what we need to do, we need to create some lag, and that movement I like to call flail. And as I've already said, we'll probably use the SG Lagtastic in there to help you. So we've got this, and you create a little bit of flail. As you can see, this Lagtastic is nowhere near me, whereas people that don't have it, it hits your side. And that flail technique is really going to transform how you can strike a chip shot. Once we've hit a whole load of shots on that, we'll then have a look at landing zones. We've got the landing zone area down there, which I'll show you in a second. And understanding how to pick a landing zone is one thing, the ability to hit it is another. So let's just take a quick look at the landing zone area so you can see what we're talking about. Okay, so you've just seen the landing zone area and we've got numbers from 1 to 9, and the idea is that we're going to take it in turns to come down here, have a go and try to land it in the different zones. As I say, the ability to pick a landing zone is one thing, but the ability to hit it is another. So what we're going to do is come down here and let's say we go like this. That was number 1, so then we move on to number 2. So if we go for number 2 and we go, oh, I've hit it way too hard, number 5, you've got to keep going until you can hit number 2. So let's have a go. We've hit 1. Oh, I've missed it again. So then you keep going until you keep hitting your numbers. We're going to go with 9 golf balls and we'll see how far you can get down, 1 to 9. As you work further up the grid, the actual zones get slightly larger. Okay, so day 2 is going to see us go over the technique and go over the landing zones to make sure we're okay with them, and then we're going to start to move into the more skillful side where we're going to hit different types of chip. So let's just say that we wanted to hit one where the ball got a little bit higher, so you see I can hit it and land it softly, and then with the same club I have the ability to hit it an awful lot lower and run it up the green. So we'll be using the SG Pro balls to help us achieve them, and also we'll talk about how the technique changes by you manipulating the club face and by changing the ball position to quite easily, as you can just see, create the 2 different chips. Once we've done that, we're then going to go round the green and talk about how to assess a chip. Now, how you assess a chip, that is vital. Get that bit right and your chance of success has gone through the roof. Get it wrong, the chance of success is very, very low. So by I say assess, we have to assess the lie, and then the lie will normally dictate the landing zone, that can dictate the club, that can dictate the type of spin we're going to put on the ball, and we're going to go through all that, and I'm going to really teach you how to be able to assess it very, very quickly and effectively to give you the best chance. Then we're going to let you have a practice and have a go at different positions from around the green, and hopefully by the end of day 2 you can walk up to any chip, assess it correctly, select the right club, select the right ball position and hit an effective, successful chip. So day 3 will see us go into pitching, and we're going to start off with a talk about equipment, not just wedges but the golf ball you use. Then we're going to talk about how you see the shot. So most golfers understand pitching incorrectly, same as chipping. You get the flight idea wrong, and therefore you never compress the ball like what you need to in order to generate spin. So we're going to talk about that and get rid of those myths and things for you. Then we're going to move over to the large practice area where I'm going to teach you the correct setup, the correct angle of attack, and what to do going through impact in order to give you the strike that will allow you to hit a pitch into a green and see the ball check, grab and maybe even spin back. So we're going to be over on the big practice area for the whole morning, maybe a little bit of the afternoon. Once I can see the ball flight change and I can hear the ball being struck differently, we'll come back over to this magnificent short game area where we've got some mats to hit off, we've got these grass tees, we've got a whole load of greens to hit at, and then we're going to let you hit into the green where you can see the ball fly, go into the green and check it and grab on the second bounce. And that's what we're going to be doing on the pitching day.